Hey everyone. So I'm actually going to show you where all these resources will live, and then we'll get into OneNote. So if in the Middle School Teacher Hub, if you go to the modules and go to technology, here we go, you will find the Middle School VIP apps, which are eHallPass, OneNote, Bulb, and Apple Classroom. Here's all the resources for eHallPass, and then all the resources that I've linked you to for OneNote. So we're going to go ahead and look at OneNote. OneNote is Microsoft's digital note-taking digital notebook application. It is an app that you can download on your iPad, and it syncs with your desktop version of OneNote or your laptop version of OneNote. So right now I have the laptop version open on my computer. And these are all my notebooks that I currently have open. If I have made more notebooks, I can add my notebooks down here. So this is what OneNote is. And then, in your home page on your OneNote notebook. So right now I'm in my conference notes notebook. I can create sections or tabs. And then inside each of the sections, I can create pages. So then what is OneNote Class Notebook, and how will this work with my students? Well, OneNote Class Notebook is a notebook that you've created, a OneNote notebook that you've created, that then you quote unquote pass out to your students. All OneNote Class Notebooks have what's called a collaboration space, a content library, and then you will see all your students' notebooks. So last year with Algebra 1, I pushed a OneNote Class Notebook to a couple students so that I could see what it was like, and it was very easy for them to pick it up and see here's a student named Sebastian. And this is his notebook, and I was able to look into his unit notes, and here are his notes as he was writing in real time. And when he was writing in real time, I was able to see this. I can also comment and make highlights to his notebook, and insert top commentary to his notebook. So we can interact with our students' notebooks. In the class notebook tab of OneNote, because I have a class notebook, I could do different things like distribute pages to all students in the class, copy stuff to a content library, more information about the content library later. I can distribute new sections. I can review student work, create assignments that will link to Canvas, and there's so much that we could do. But right now, my goal was to show you what Class Notebook looks like, and we're going to go ahead and set that up with your Canvas courses. So you do have to set up your OneNote Class Notebook for each course you teach, so for each of your Canvas courses. So first thing, go to the Canvas course that you want to use Class Notebook with. I'm going to go to my Sandbox course. So you go to your course, and then on the left menu bar, you will see Class Notebook because it's integrated with Canvas, and you will click on that. And then it's going to prompt you to log in. And you will log in with your LHPS credentials, your email, your LHPS Outlook email address and password. You will name your notebook, so you can name it, whatever you'd like to name it. Sandbox Jennifer Vasily, so I'll go ahead and just name it, let's call it Math Class Notebook, because we'll pretend this is a math class notebook, or you could call it whatever you'd like. Next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to read this screen because it explains to you the content that will be inside of your notebook. By default, everybody gets a collaboration space, a content library, and then teachers will see the student notebooks. And it explains to you who can edit what in each section. You can turn collaboration space off if you wanted to, but it's kind of a neat option there because you could see all of that. Then you hit next. This is optional, if you have another teacher who you share a prep with or who will be using this class notebook, you can type their email address there. And then you do not need to input your students because we're automatically going to add the students from the LMS as they access this notebook. So students will access the notebook through Canvas. And then you could create the sections for your notebook, the tabs. You can choose to use these, or you could choose to add more. And the reality is that you can distribute a tab later on. So if you decide later on you want to bring in a new tab, you can do that later. You don't have to pick them right now for the whole year. And hit next. And then did we get this right? So this is what the teacher's notebook will look like. And then the student notebooks would be under there once students enroll into your notebook. And this is what the student's notebook would look like. Okay. The student's notebook will have collaboration space, content library, and then they will have homework, quizzes, and journal. And then you create. All right, so now that my notebook has been created, you'll get this screen. You can open class notebook, your math class notebook in OneNote online, or if you've already downloaded OneNote to the computer you're working on, you can open it in OneNote. You don't need to download the class notebook add-in if you're a Windows 10 or Mac user, okay? You just download it like as a separate application. I mean, like the class note, you download OneNote as its app, but the class notebook part of it is automatically embedded in OneNote. So it's not a separate add-in. So again, this is to open it in the application level. This is to open it online. So I can show you if I just click that, it'll open my Office 365 OneNote on the web. They sync with each other. And then if you want more interactive training, I've linked some of these in our middle school hub as well, teacher hub as well, but we're going to go through a few things. So let's take a look at what it looks like online. So here is the class notebook online, and everybody's class notebook is going to start with these pages. And if a student were to access the notebook right now, they would also have these pages in their notebook. So you want to read, like you can delete, try out a staff notebook. You don't need that. You can delete the FAQs unless you want to keep them for the kids. Like you could decide, you could delete the OneNote for teachers training page or move it to another one of your notebooks by just right-clicking and copying a link to this page and moving it somewhere else, or just hitting move copy. In the collaboration space, there's going to be some items in here by default. Using the collaboration space, you can leave it in here, or you could take that out. And then content library will have a document or a tab as well that shows you how to use the content library. You can delete that as well. But right now you don't see students because I don't have a student who has opened the notebook yet. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how a student would open that notebook from Canvas, and then I'll show you how the student will now show up and how I can operate with OneNote class notebook. Thanks for watching.